Today in today's class we are going to see one common task, that is a bulk insert task. So before going to the bulk insert task, let's see. I have multiple cases. Yeah, can you all please mute your microphones? If you don't hear, then please let me know. See what we did previously with all the transformations and with the data flow task. I have created many data flow tasks in multiple folders, right? See here. Everywhere I have created, see, even if I want to load the file, see, I have created one data flow task. In the data flow task, you are going to load the data. You are going to see the source and destination. That is the one thing. And whatever transformations you want to do, you will be doing the transformation here. That is the data flow task that you are going to do. Okay. Now let's see. I want to. So you got you will be loading the data from a file to a table. Okay. And I am having a file. Let's say sometimes you may have the files of some GBs, 10 GB, and if I want to load the 10 GB into a table, so basically what you will be doing, you will drag and drop a data flow task. After data flow task, you will use a flat file source, and after that you will use one OLEDB destination. Let's say we are loading into SQL Server, so you will be using OLEDB destination and you will load the data from the flat file to OLEDB destination. But what exactly happens is that when you are loading a huge amount of data, and when you use the data flow task, the process will be little bit slow. And if you don't want to do any transformations, the whatever the data you got, the data is correct and it is of the same format of the destination, so you will directly use and load the data into the destination. Okay. So if you want to do any transformations and if the data is huge, okay, then you do if you want to make any transformation, if you need to make any transformations between source and destination, then you will be using data flow task. Let's say I got a 10 GB data, and if I want to, the data is there is no need for me to do any transformation. I just want to load the 10 GB data into a table. If I use a data flow task also works, but it will be slow. For this purpose, SQL Server, what they did, they used one transformation called bulk insert task. They use one transformation called bulk insert task called bulk insert task. What this bulk insert task is that you can only do one thing with the bulk insert task: load files into a table. That's it. Load files into tables. That's the only one thing you can do by using the bulk insert task. So what it does, and if you have a data which huge data and there is no need for you to do any transformations, then it's better to use a bulk insert task. In the bulk insert task, you will not be mapping the column names, just you will give the file name. The file name will have the column names in order, and then next you will give the table name. That's it. Automatically, let's say the file has 4 columns, 4 column values. If the table has 4 columns, automatically that 4 columns will be inserted into this 4 columns into the of this table. And the column names, whatever you are getting, that column should be the same order of the table. Table should have the same column order as you get from the input. So you will not be doing nothing. Just the only thing you will do the bulk insert task is that give the source file, and after that give the table where you want to load. That's it. You will not at all mention you will not at all do any transformation, you will not at all do a column map, you will not do anything else. And now let's see the bulk insert task. Okay. So when I click the bulk insert task, you can see basically this is the one. See the connections. You can see only 2 things: source connection, file type, destination connection, a table. These are the only 2 things you can see in the bulk insert task. And it is not like loading the data from the table to a file. No. You can load the data only from file to a table, not from a table to a file. So as per the bulk insert task, you can do only few things, but it is very effective when you have clean and huge amount of data that is stored in a file. Okay, let's see one thing. So I want to create a source connection. I don't have any file, just I will click new connection. So what I am going to do for the new connection is that, existing file, click browse. Already we got in the SQL class, files, history. Just I will take month 1. Okay, I'll give the connection as month 1. Okay, I have given the source file. Now what I will do, I'll create a table. So let's see what is the structure of that month 1. See, month 1 has department ID, name and modified date. So these are the 3 columns. Actually department ID, name and modified date, I think it is of Adventure Works. In Adventure Works we will have a table, Adventure Works 2012 tables. The table name is something like department ID, department ID, name and modified date. We don't have any group name, just modified date. I'll just right click. I just want to take the structure of the table. Department bulk insert task, right? Bulk insert task BIT. That's it. I'll just remove the department ID as this one. Just remove this. Name I got. I'll just remove a group base. Done. That's it. So I'll create this table in test database. Okay, this is a table name that I have created. I'll just remove this database name also. I'll execute this automatically. That okay. Oh. Maybe something where care of some under done. Okay, and just execute. Now the table will be created. Now what is my scenario is that I want to load the data into a table. There are many things to cover. I'll cover you. Okay, so the table destination will be this one. I'll just select this table. So I don't have, I'll just create a connection for that one, new connection. It is badam.test database. Okay, click OK. Now I want the table name as dbo.department BIT, right? Yeah, bulk insert task. Done. I have given what is a row delimiter and what is a column delimiter. Before going to that, I'll just click OK. I have not given anything. Okay, I have not given anything. Click OK. Just I have given source and destination connection, but I have not given anything. So now what I will do, I'll just go here, see the file, open the file. How the data is stored in the file. Each column is separated by a comma. Means columns are separated by a comma. And how you can identify rows? See, first row is there in the first line and second row is there in the second line. What is meant by that? So basically the format you call for this is that carriage return. Okay, CR means carry return, L is a line feed. Previously, when you have a typewriter, previously they used to type, right, in the type machine. So in that case, carriage, what is a line feed means, after entering the line, the paper will go up. Okay, and next the printer will start from this way. So in the olden days, you should have printers. I don't know exactly how many of you remember them. So they follow the same method here. So printers, what it does, it prints the first line. After printing the first line, it moves the page up, and next this whatever you have the typer, right, it comes to the next line. It comes the paper moves up, and the typing needle or whichever it is comes to the next line at the beginning left side. So moving the paper is called as LF. Okay, it is a line feed. After completion of the line, the paper moves up. That is a line feed. After that, whatever the pointer which writes that one goes to the next line at the leftmost corner. It goes to the leftmost, not corner, leftmost side. That is nothing but the CR. It is a carriage return. After completion of the line, it will return to this place. Okay, So CRLF, we give normally we give the format of CRLF. CRLF means line feed. Once this line is read, so that line is ended, and you need to start the next line from this line. Okay. Now currently we have that format CRLF. Now what I will do, I will just now click on this. Now the row delimiter is CR. Row delimiter means which is used to separate the rows. What is the thing you are separating the rows? You are separating the rows by using LF and CRF format. So you just use CR and LF, that is okay. What is you will have multiple formats here. Just CR only you will have, just LF only you will have, semicolon. Sometimes the rows, instead of that it will have just semicolon. Okay, like that there are many formats. See, instead of that just I will have a semicolon, that's it. That means every row will have at the end it is semicolon, means the row is terminated. Like that you can use many row delimiters. Okay, and just close this text files. Done. Okay, that is a row delimiter. And what is a column delimiter? Column delimiters are separated by commas, right? I'll just select comma here. That's it. Done. Now I'll go to the options. There's nothing to worry. Leave it. Especially if you want to dynamically pass that source and destination column, you can give it. But I'm not doing dynamical, right? Click OK. Now when I go and see the table name here in the test database, BIT, right click, select top 1000. See, currently you don't have any record in this. You don't have not even a single record, right? Now I'll run the package and see how it is going to happen. So before that I'll just kick that file. Okay, done. Now what I'll do, I'll just right click. One more thing, I'll just execute and see what will happen. Yeah, why it failed, let's see. So progress preparing, error occurred, the bulk load data conversion error type mismatch, invalid character. What is a type mismatch? See,
saved in master database.
oh no, the table is there here. The table is in the T-SQL only. See, test only.
SQL master database.
Test here. By default, whatever the database you might have, but the table name I am connecting to database dot schema name dot, right. So why I am getting the error? See, when I click the open the month, the first record I am having department ID, name and modified date. That is a column name, right? And after that I am having this information. So when the system start loading, it will, because see, you can clearly see this bulk insert task. Have I given anything like in the files? We will be giving the first record contains the column names, but here when I created this file, have I said anything like this first record contains the column names? No, I didn't said. So because of that, it is trying to load that first column names, department ID as a value, and it is trying to store in the that first department ID is integer, right? So it is trying to load the department ID into this integer. That's why you are unable to store. What I will do, I'll just open the file. I'll just remove this column names, and I'll save it. Close it, and let's see now what will happen. Yeah, now it executed, right? Now if I go and see execute this one, now you can see department ID, name, because multiple we ran the first time also, the it conversion failed and it inserted 2 records. Okay, so this is a way how you can load it. I'll just delete it. Now when I run this, Control Z, so now you don't have any data, right? I'll just execute this now. Stop it, run it. See, okay. So this is a use of the bulk insert task. So what is the use of the bulk insert task? In the data, see difference between bulk insert task and data flow task. When I explain the difference, I think you will be okay. So data flow task and bulk insert task. Data flow task will be slower when compared to bulk insert task, not slower when compared to bulk insert task. Bulk insert task will be faster when compared to data flow task. Okay. Next, in the data flow task you can use transformations, you can convert the data, but in the data flow task, in the bulk insert task you can't do anything, just do the source and destination. No transformation can be, you can't transform the data, no transformation. And when to use a data flow task? When there is a need to do some transformation, then you can use a data flow task. Bulk insert task, when there is no transformations needed and the data is you are getting the data directly. If you want to load into multiple and one more thing, when there is no transformation, okay, here bulk insert task means, sorry, when there is need to do some transformation, you will use a data flow task. Bulk insert task means no transformation needed, and always the source should be always a file. Source should be a file, and destination should be a table. Always should be a table. And one more thing, when you do the data flow task, what happens? The first data will be loaded, and after first the data will be taken into the buffer. After that, the data will be loaded into the table, and in that meanwhile, while loading the data, what happens at the back end? What system does? Source, right? It is a source and it is a destination. So in the data flow task, first the system go and gets the data from the file, keeps in a buffer. After that, it will load into a destination. So while loading the data into a destination, it will use the log files, means it will log all the data, and after loading the data into the log, it will commit. Okay, but in the bulk insert task, no, it will not use any buffer. Directly it will load the data from the source into destination. That's it. While loading the data into destination only, it will commit. It will not write into the log file. Because of that, the bulk insert task is very fast. So when do you use a bulk insert task is that whenever you add a data to load from a file into a table, and there is no transformation needed, and the data is of a good quality, and whatever the columns you load into the destination, the same number of columns, whatever the columns you have in the destination, if you get the same number of columns in the source, then you will use that. Okay, so this is a scenario where you will be using the bulk insert task. Everybody is clear with this? Now I open, I see connections. Always I will see source file connection, and that's it. You can also get the format from different things. See, you can get the format from file also, like what is a type and that one. What I will do, I will just right click on this. Actually it will not work. Okay, so similarly if you have format in a file, always see the format file is .fmt. So if you have that format dynamically changing, you can directly get the format from a file and you can load the data. Okay, this is a use of the bulk insert task, and I will just minimize the bulk insert task, disable this. So data profiling task, nothing, I will just drag and drop the data profiling task. What is the use of the data profiling task? Data profiling task you will use to normally if you have something like if you have a table, okay, you have done some table and you want to study the table values. I will just go something like, I will create a table, I will just create a table, or else nothing to it, just see, I have a table called which table I need to take the big, let's go with AdventureWorks 2012. Let's take the table called employee. Okay, select star for employee. So, this is the data I am getting. What I want to see for each column, what is the maximum size utilized, here see what is the maximum size utilized, and what is the I can even say if I have null values, what is the number, what how many columns is the null I am having. Okay. Like that, if you want to study some data, then you can use by using the data profiling task. Let us see, I need to give the table name. Click on this. The destination type is a file connection. Okay, I will just give it new file connection, create a file, browse. I will just create a file like here, same in the files I will create as SQL July files. I will write it as something data profiling task, DPT, open, done. Okay, this is a destination type file connection, and this is a destination. Okay, and even there is no need, you can give the file connection. If you want to give anything, you can get it from here. Okay, so this is done. I will just go to the profile request. So, in the profile request, the first thing I need to do is that when I click here, which type of I want, what is the thing I need to give. I will just take candidate key, profile key, or I will take null ratio profile, pattern profile, statistics profile. I will be taking request ID. Yeah, done. I got it. After that, now I need to give the connection manager. I will just give the connection manager as AdventureWorks. See, you can, it is a ADO.NET, but the backend it will use just AdventureWorks dot, and the database name will be AdventureWorks. Done. What is the table name I want to give? Let us take it is the employee, right? Employee, done. Okay. Column names, you can select on columns, or if you want to give whatever the columns you want, you need to give. Okay. By default, I am not doing anything, so it will just take that, nothing to worry. So, general, it is done. I am just clicking OK, just only at the beginning. So, when I click, it is asking the profile style is as invalid property column. Okay. Right click, go to the profile request, select this one. Hello? Yeah, sorry, I need to give here. So, I will just select star. Star means it will go and select all the things. Click OK. Now, it will be done. So, when I execute this, now you can see, just I will execute this. Data profiling task is nothing but to study the data. Execute task. It will show if you have a primary key column, what is the structure of that. See, I have a data profiling task executed. I will just go to the files, click on this, it is in the files. I got DPT somewhere, DPT, click on this. When you try to open, it will not open. For opening, in order to open the data profiling task, just go to the, I will just go here, SQL profiler, yeah, SQL profiler, click on this. Here, go to the file, open a trace file or something. I'll just go to the files. Okay, I think it's okay. It's a SQL class, right? It's a SQL class July files. DPT open. I think whether it will open or not. No, okay. It is not opening. File open script file or something. I don't know whether it will work or not. Open that. No. Can do it this way also. Yeah. Okay. See, when I click the column statistics, you can see for on each column. Okay. See, I just given a column statistics, right? Don't go with the file. See, when open this open profile viewer, what it does, it is going to show each and every column minimum value and what is the maximum value in each and every column. At the same time, mean, standard deviation. So like this is because we had given the statistics column statistics, right? You can see that way. See business entity, the one is minimum is 1 and maximum is 290, that value that you are having there. See original organization level, minimum is 0 and maximum is 4. Sick leave hours, minimum is 20, maximum is 40. Vacation hours, minimum is 0, maximum is 99. You got mean, you got standard deviation like this. If you want, you can go and check the table also. I'll just take empire report. See organization level, can you see it is a minimum is 0, maximum is 4. See, you didn't have anything more than that. Okay, see if you go and see some vacation hours, maximum is 99, I think. Okay, like this, based on that. And if you go and see some other instead of this this one statistics request, because I just want to leave it, I want to add one more request, call it as null length distribution profile request. I'll just select this. I'll give the same connection manager, adventure works, and give the tabular view, employee, column name. I'll just select all columns. Click on this. I'll select all columns star. Then that's it. Click OK. Yeah, you can see the which are types you want. Only that types will be displayed. You can play around with that. General, see open profile viewer. See, actually I didn't create them, so that's why you could not see them. I'll just close this. Click profile. Yeah. Okay, cancel. Okay, done. I'll just execute this. Oh, something, the file may exit already existing file. So what I'll do, just go to the control flow, click on the profile, override the in the expressions, I think override the destination as true. That's it. Okay, now I'll write it as execute. Just profiling task means to study the data you will be using. What is the minimum and maximum value in each and every column? Okay, and how many null values do you have in that column? Then in that case you can use that. Just go to the general, click on the open profiling. Now you can see your column statistics. Oh, still it's showing this. Yeah, column length distribution. Now you can see. Okay, see gender, minimum length and maximum length. It is the only thing that you are using. When I come here, see I can see each and every column here. I'll just come down. See, minimum length job title, maximum you are using 40 characters, minimum is 19, maximum is 28. Martial status, minimum is 1, maximum is 1. National ID number, minimum is 5 and maximum is 9. See, like this. See, ignore telling spaces, ignore leading space. Like that you can play around with that, and you can see that percentage also, length distribution. Whatever column you select, you can see that column length distribution here. If I select this, see, it will, you see percentage is maximum, it is having 1 and it is using maximum size as 100%. It is using, the size is 1 and out of 1 it is using maximum utilization. See, you can see here. See, length 19, count this many records is having using length 19, this many records using length 20, this many records is using length 21, this many records is using length 22. You can, if you want, we can check that. It is a login ID, right? Just go to the table, login ID. I'll just take here login ID. I'll just take length. I'll just take login ID. Length, or else we can count the same way. So I'll just give length of login ID. Yeah, when I give, I'll get the length of login ID, and what I'll do, I'll just do count length of login ID, or else I'll just copy this. I'll just do a group by on this. (19) is 3 records. So whatever you got in the profile, you got the same thing here also. See, I'll just minimize this. See, this is the profile. Oh, see, whatever you got. See, 19. The size with the 19 is 3 times. So I'll just it's a big size. Yeah, you can see the size here. 19 is repeated 3 times, right? See, 20 is repeated 24 times, and 21 size is 55, 22 size is 79. The same thing you got here. See, now if I want to see the minimum and maximum size and what is the size, how many times that each size is repeated, if I want to see, I need to write a column for each and every query. But the data profile task, just based on your selection, automatically it is going to take care of that. Okay. So, like that you can play with the data profiling task and you are done. See, internally this data profile viewer, which one it is using? It is using the file which you have saved. That file already the data is stored in that file, If I delete this, see, I do not have anything because that file is deleted now. See, now I got the file, right? If I open, now it will be opened. I will click, and when I profiler view, see, now I got, means nothing but that the data is stored in the file, and that file data is graphically represented here by using this data profiler task. Okay, like this you can play around with the columns, and you can use multiple data profiling requests here. If you want to see the null ratio, let us say I am having a column where I am having null ratio, like I all the column, in some columns I am having null values. So, if I want to see in that particular column what is the null ratio and what is the value ratio, how many in that particular column there will be hundreds of records, right? How many records I am having null values, and what is the null ratio to the total number of columns, like this we can play. If you give null ratio, then it will be store the data in that way. Okay. So, automatically you can see, like in that way you need to play with the data profiling task. I will just disable the data profiling task. We are done. What let's see. Yeah, I'll just stop the video.